Hello again, I am Zarkoon. This is World of Warships Legends, and today I've got a video for you in the Tier 5 Russian battleship Ismail. This video is going to contain 2 of the top tips for anyone who is a new battleship player. And if you're like me, when you're first starting out in this game, you want to play the battleships. After all, they are the most heavily armored class of ships in the game. They have the biggest guns. They can dish out the highest amount of damage in lump sums, and they also attract the most attention. This is a bit of a short battle, so I'm going to keep it concise to only 2 tips. 2 of the top tips. Now obviously this is Tier 5. It's going to take you a while to grind to Tier 5 when you first start out in the game, but by the time you get to Tier 5, the things I'm going to tell you are 2 things that you should know, and the enemy battleships are going to help me demonstrate these tips for you nicely. Although, first thing you really should know about playing battleships is that cruisers are your primary targets. They are lightly armored ships. They are the counters to your friendly destroyers. You're going to have the easiest time killing them, and taking them out of the battle is going to prevent them from killing your teammates. So anytime you get a shot on a cruiser, you should take it. My first shot there didn't do much of anything to this Budyoni, but lining up for a second shot now. And this one is, well, this one achieves a decidedly better result. Pretty catastrophic damage there for that cruiser, and he's not going to be around for too much longer. But the main meat of this video, you see this Fuso out here, and notice the way he's presenting his ship to me. He is showing me the flat, broad side of his ship, and that is an error on his part. A lot of new players, when they first start this game, want to get all of their guns on target, so they show the broad side of their ships to their enemies, and when you do that, you're opening yourself up for a lot of damage. Now obviously that first salvo on the Fuso wasn't spectacular, but the guns are reloaded now. The shot is out, and the results this time are quite a bit more painful for that guy. That's what happens when you show broadside to battleships and you are in a battleship, or a cruiser for that matter. You make it easier for the battleship's armor-piercing shells to punch right through your armor and deal catastrophic damage by potentially hitting your citadel. Second shot out on this Fuso over here, and this one finishes him off for another citadel hit after he takes some major damage from one of our teammates over there. Notice we were also firing the armor-piercing shells at him, and he was firing high explosive at us. You can see the world of difference that we have achieved in damage versus the damage he has taken off of us. He took maybe 5-10k off of us in the course of that meeting, and we pretty much hit him for all he was worth. So those are the top 2 tips for you if you are new to this game and you are interested in playing battleships. Do not show your broadside to enemy battleships. Even if you want to get all your guns on target, if they are shooting armor piercing at you, they are going to do a lot of damage, and you are going to find yourself removed from the game pretty quickly. Secondly, make sure you are shooting the armor piercing. When you first start out in this game, you typically are only firing the high explosive, mostly because you start out in cruisers, and all of the cruisers, at least at Tier 1, only have access to high explosive apart from the British cruisers. So a lot of people are always firing HE when they first start out. Once you get to Tier 3 and you unlock your first battleship, don't fire the high explosive in it. If you're going to stick to one shell type, fire the armor piercing. You're going to get more consistent damage, and when you shoot at broadside targets like that, you are going to cause catastrophic damage. Now, the reason you don't want to give broadside is because angling your ship increases the effectiveness of your heavy armor. It will bounce shots, hopefully, off of itself from any incoming fire from enemy battleships that are shooting armor piercing. If they're shooting HE, you aren't going to bounce shots, but they are also not gonna get as much damage as they would if they were shooting AP. Although if they are shooting the high explosive at you, they can light fires, which are going to deal damage over time. That's fine. You can heal pretty much all of that back up with your repair party consumable. So if a battleship or any other ship is shooting high explosive shells at you and they light a fire, don't put it out. At least not the first fire, not right away. Let it burn, you can heal the hit points back up, and a single fire isn't going to kill you. But what might happen is if you use your damage control consumable to put out a single fire, you might get lit on fire again pretty quickly, and then you won't be able to put that one out. Also, it would be advisable to pay attention not only to your minimap, well, especially to your minimap, but also to what's going on in front of you. Obviously, the enemy Ismail right there was tunnel visioning hard on one of my teammates. He didn't appear to know that I was here, and consequently, he was giving me an unhealthy amount of broadside. He's angled back up now, though, so have I. I can only get one of my guns on him. It's not worth it yet to shoot, so you noticed I've locked my turrets to the side. I am pre-aiming my guns. I know that I'm going to come up alongside him. We're both going to be broadside to each other, and I want to get off the first shot. So I do, without even looking down the scope there, and take him out for another couple Citadel hits. If you're coming in close quarters with enemy battleships like that, and you know you're going to pass them broadside, you want to pre-aim your guns. The gun lock function helps a lot with that, and if you do pre-aim your guns, more often than not, you can get off the shot first, which is probably going to mean that you're going to come out on top in any such engagement. Only an enemy New Mexico left. He, again, is showing a lot of broadside, and we punish him quite harshly for doing that. Now, we aren't angled as much as we should be right now, so we're going to tighten up that angle just a little bit in case the enemy New Mexico shoots back, but doesn't seem like he's going to get a chance. That's going to wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.